Readings of Almighty God's Words. The responsibilities of leaders and workers. The responsibilities of leaders and workers, 27. What kinds of people are those who are capable of leaving the church at any time? One type are mindless, thoughtless, muddled people who have no idea why they believe in God, no matter how many years they have believed. They have no idea just what believing in God is all about. Another type are disbelievers who don't believe in the existence of God at all and don't understand the meaning or value of believing in God. Listening to sermons and reading God's words, to them, is like studying theology or learning some professional knowledge. Once they understand and can talk about it, they consider it done. They never put it into practice. To them, God's words are just a kind of theory, a slogan, and can never become their life. So, for these people, anything related to believing in God doesn't interest them. Such things as doing one's duty, pursuing the truth, practicing God's words, gathering with the brothers and sisters and living church life together, and so on, don't hold any appeal for them. And none of it brings them the happiness and excitement that eating, drinking, and having fun do. On the other hand, sincere believers in God feel that being together with the brothers and sisters to fellowship the truth or live church life can always bring them benefits and gains. Although sometimes they face danger and persecution, or take risks preaching the gospel and endure some hardship doing their duty, no matter what, they gain an understanding of the truth and achieve the result of knowing God through enduring hardship and paying a price. And this hardship and price bring about a transformation in their life disposition. After weighing and evaluating all this, they feel that believing in God is good, and that being able to understand the truth is incredibly valuable. Their hearts become especially attached to the church, and they never think of leaving church life. If they see a few individuals getting sent to Group B, or being isolated or cleared out by the church for disturbing the church's work, those who sincerely believe in God feel a bit of anguish in their hearts. They think, I need to do my duty diligently. I absolutely cannot be cleared out. Being cleared out is equivalent to being punished, which means the outcome of going to hell. What would be the point of living then? Most people are afraid of leaving the church. They feel that once they leave the church and leave God, they won't be able to go on living, and everything will be over. But those who are capable of leaving the church at any time see leaving the church as quite a normal thing, just like quitting a job to find another one. They never feel distressed or suffer any pain inside. What do you think? Do those who are capable of leaving the church at any time have any conscience or reason? Such people are truly unbelievable. Some people's performance of duty is not up to standard, and they always recklessly commit misdeeds, bringing disruptions and disturbances to the church's work. The church then stops them from doing their duty and sends them to an ordinary church. So, what happens as a result? The very next day, they act like a completely different person, starting a new life altogether. Some begin dating and get married. Some start looking for jobs. Others go off to college. And still others reconnect with old friends, build connections, and seek opportunities to get rich. These people quickly blend into the vast world, disappearing into the sea of humanity. It happens just that quickly. Some brothers and sisters, after being sent to an ordinary church due to poor results in doing their duty, go through a period of anguish, but are able to reflect on themselves and recognize their own problems, showing some attitude of turning around. However, those who are capable of leaving the church at any time, as soon as they encounter some difficulties, don't want to do their duty anymore and leave the church the next day, returning to the life of a non-believer. They don't feel pained at all and even think, "What's so good about believing in God?" You're constantly ridiculed and slandered by others, and you're even likely to get arrested and imprisoned. If the great red dragon beats me to death, wouldn't my life have been in vain? I've endured so much hardship believing in God all these years, but what have I gained? If I hadn't believed in God, I'd have become an official, made money, and been living a life of prestige by now. Having believed in God until now, I even feel regret. If I had known it would be like this, I would have left long ago. What's the use of understanding the truth? Can that understanding keep you fed or pay the bills? See, not only do they have no regret, but they even feel fortunate to be able to leave the church. Isn't this their true face as disbelievers being exposed? Some people are habitually perfunctory and commit reckless misdeeds in their performance of duty. After being cleared out by the church, when they see the brothers and sisters, they look at them as if they were enemies. Even when the brothers and sisters kindly try to speak with them, they ignore them and view them hatefully, saying, "You're the ones that cleared me out of the church. Look at me now. I'm better off than you. Now I'm decked out in gold and silver. I'm a big cheese. I'm navigating the world so comfortably. And look at how shabby and exhausted you are in believing in God." You are all constantly pursuing to gain the truth, but I don't think you're any smarter than me. What's so good about gaining the truth? Can it be eaten like food or spent like money? Even without pursuing the truth, I'm still living pretty well, aren't I? It was my good fortune that you cleared me out. I ought to thank you for it. From their words, it is evident that they are disbelievers, and doing their duty revealed them. Can a non-believer who only verbally believes in God willingly do their duty? Doing one's duty means fulfilling responsibilities and obligations without earning wages or making money. They see this as a loss, so they are unwilling to do their duty. Their true colors as disbelievers are thus exposed. This is the way God's work reveals and eliminates disbelievers. Some people always have a perfunctory attitude when doing their duty, merely drifting along day by day. The moment they get an opportunity to make money or gain a promotion in the world, they leave the church at any time. they have always had this intention in mind. If they are transferred to an ordinary church because they are habitually perfunctory and commit reckless misdeeds while doing their duty, not only will they not reflect on themselves, but they will also think, "Your cleansing me away from the full-time duty church is a loss for you and a gain for me." They even feel quite pleased with themselves. Aren't such people disbelievers? Tell me, for those disbelievers who are cleansed away because they severely disrupted and disturbed the church's work through their reckless misdeeds, is it in accordance with principles for God's house to cleanse them away like this? It completely accords with principles. This is not wronging them in the slightest. Their attitude toward God and toward doing their duty is such that they are capable of abandoning and betraying them at any time. This is enough to prove that they have no interest whatsoever in positive things in their hearts. They have believed in God for so many years and have listened to so many sermons, yet none of the truths of believing in God or the experiential testimonies of God's chosen people can retain their hearts. Not a single one of these things interests them, touches them, or makes them feel attached. This is the essence of their humanity, which is that they have no interest whatsoever in positive things. So, what are they interested in? They are interested in eating, drinking, and having fun, in pleasures of the flesh, in evil trends, and in Satan's philosophies. They are especially interested in all the negative things in society. It is only the truth and God's words they are not interested in. That is why they are capable of leaving God's house at any time. They have no interest whatsoever in frequently reading God's words or frequently fellowshipping the truth during the gatherings of God's house. They are especially repelled by doing duty and even think that those who do their duty are all fools. What kind of mentality and what kind of humanity is this? They have no interest in the truth or in God's salvation of people, and they feel no attachment at all to church life. Although they have not openly judged or condemned God's words, they have listened to sermons for several years without understanding even a little of the truth. This clearly indicates a problem. There is no one who dislikes both positive things and negative things at the same time. As long as you do not like positive things, you will be especially interested in negative things. If you are especially interested in negative things, then you definitely won't be interested in positive things. This type of person has no interest whatsoever in positive things. So there is nothing in God's house that they feel attached to, nothing that they like or long for. The evil trends of the world, money, fame and gain, officialdom, getting rich, and various popular heresies and fallacies are what they are most interested in. Their heart is set on the world, not on God's house, which is why they are capable of leaving at any time. Leaving God's house and leaving church life brings them no regret, no anguish or pain, but rather complete relief. They think to themselves, "I finally don't have to listen to sermons or fellowships about the truth every day anymore. I no longer have to be restricted by these things. Now I can boldly pursue fame and gain, pursue money, pursue beautiful women, and pursue my personal prospects. At last, I can boldly lie and cheat others, carry out plots and schemes, and practice all sorts of wicked tactics without worry. I can use any means to interact with people. Listening to sermons and fellowshipping the truth in God's house is painful for them, and leaving God's house feels like a relief. This means that these positive things are not what their heart needs. What they need are all the things of the world and society. From this, it is clear that the reason they left the church is directly related to their pursuits and preferences. What is the nature essence of these people who are capable of leaving God's house at any time? Do you see what it is now?
Yes. They are the type of people who are disbelievers. Most of these people are beasts reincarnated. They're all muddle-headed individuals without brains or thoughts.
That's right. They do not understand matters of faith. They do not understand what human life is really about, what path people should take, what things are most meaningful to do, what principles of practice should be adhered to when it comes to being a person, and so on. And they do not want to seek the truth to figure them out either. What do they like to pursue? All day long, their minds revolve around what they can do to gain benefits and enjoy a life superior to others. Some people start believing in God while they are employed out in the world. But as soon as they are promoted to supervisor or manager, or become a boss, they stop believing. When the brothers and sisters reach out to them, they say, "Now I'm someone with status and reputation, with social standing. Believing in God with you is too humiliating. You all should stay far away from me, and do not come looking for me again. You can strike me off or expel me if you want. In any case, my chapter of believing in God is over, and I have nothing to do with you anymore." See what they say? What kind of person are they? Would you still reach out to them? They have spoken this bluntly. Yet some church leaders still feel it's regrettable when they see them leave and reach out to them multiple times to persuade them. You have such good caliber, and you even used to be a leader and a worker. It's only because you didn't pursue the truth that you were dismissed. If you pursue the truth diligently, you are sure to be saved, and in the future, you will definitely be a pillar, a mainstay in God's house. The more the leaders say these things, the more it repels the other party. Some church leaders are muddle-headed and lack discernment. This person was promoted in the world, yet these leaders still envy them and want to establish connections with them. Doesn't this show a lack of self-respect? People who understand the truth can see this matter clearly. Getting promoted in society is not a good sign. It is not the right path for one to walk. Some people stop believing in God as soon as they gain a bit of status in society. This just reveals them and proves that they are not people who sincerely believe in God or love the truth. If they were sincere believers, even if they were promoted and had a promising future in society, they still wouldn't leave God. Now that they have betrayed God, Is there any need for the church to reach out and work on them? There's no need, because they've already been revealed as disbelievers. By not believing in God, they are the ones who lose out. They simply don't have the blessing. They are just wretched beings. If you still insist on pulling them into believing in God, isn't that stupid? The more you try to pull them in like this, the more they look down on you. They think that all those who believe in God are people with low social status and who are lacking in caliber. That's why they are especially arrogant and self-righteous, looking upon everyone with contempt. If anyone shows concern for or cares about them, they see it as trying to curry favor with them. What kind of mentality is this? It's an inability to view the brothers and sisters correctly. Are they someone who sincerely believes in God? When encountering this type of person, you should reject them. As soon as they say, "I'm a senior supervisor now. Do not come looking for me again. If you keep reaching out to me, I'll turn against you. Especially don't come to my company and embarrass me. I have nothing to do with people who believe in God." Once they say these words, you should leave immediately. Strike them off and never associate with such a person again. They're afraid we'll take advantage of their success. Thus, we need to have some self-awareness. They're thriving and ascending to higher echelons. They're out of our league. We're just ordinary folks, people at the bottom of society. We shouldn't try to establish connections with them. Don't lower yourself like that. There are also some people who are older and whose children buy a luxury home in the city. After moving in, they do a vanishing act with the brothers and sisters, saying, "Don't come looking for me again. You're all from the countryside. If you come looking for me, people will think I'm also from the countryside, that I have rural relatives. How embarrassing that would be. Do you know what kind of person my son is? He's a moneybags. He's a wealthy man, a man of public renown. If you keep in touch with me, wouldn't that be humiliating for my son? So don't come looking for me again in the future." As soon as they say these words, just respond. Since this is your attitude, we understand. Then we wish you happiness and joy. At that moment, if you say even one more word, you will come across as stupid and lowly. Just leaving immediately is the right thing to do. Don't ever try to forcefully convince disbelievers. That's just stupid behavior. Do you understand? How stupid can some people be? They say, "That person's son is a wealthy man, a moneybags with status in society. He's even connected with government officials." If we persuade them to continue believing in God, their family could even host brothers and sisters. How does this idea sound? If you think about it from the perspective of being considerate of the church's work, being considerate of the brothers and sisters, and considering safety, it's perfectly suitable. But you have to see if they sincerely believe in God. If they aren't willing to believe in God and don't like to be in contact with the brothers and sisters, yet you still want to persuade them to believe in God, Isn't that stupid? Don't do things that show a lack of self-respect. We have God's protection and God's guidance in believing in God. No matter what environment we live in, it is all under God's sovereignty and arrangements. No matter what suffering we endure, we should live with dignity. Some people even envy this person who left God's house, saying that they are capable. Is this view correct? How should we see this matter? Once they moved into a big house, they stopped believing in God. In society, they have status and standing, and in their heart, they look down on the brothers and sisters, viewing them as people at the bottom of society who are unworthy of interacting with them. So we should have self-awareness and not try to establish connections with such people or cozy up to them, right? For those who are capable of leaving God's house at any time, whether they are disbelievers or just idlers, whether they believe in God to gain blessings or to avoid disasters. No matter the situation, as long as they are capable of leaving God's house at any time, and after leaving, they are repelled by the brothers and sisters reaching out to them, and even more repelled by the brothers and sisters' help and support, showing hostility toward anyone who fellowships the truth with them. There is no need to pay any attention to such people. If disbelievers of this type are discovered, they should be exposed and cleared out in a timely manner. Some people may not love the truth, but they like being good people and enjoy living together with the brothers and sisters. It puts them in a happy mood, and on top of that, they avoid being mistreated. In their hearts, they know they believe in the true God and are willing to labor diligently. If they really have this kind of attitude, do you think they should be allowed to continue doing their duty? If they are willing to labor and do not disturb or disrupt, then they can continue laboring. But if one day they are no longer willing to labor and want to leave God's house, saying, "I'm going out to try to make it in the world. I'm not going to believe in God with you anymore. It's no fun here, and sometimes when I'm perfunctory in doing my duty, I get pruned. It's really tough being here. I want to leave." Should such a person be persuaded to stay? We can just ask them one question. Have you thought it through? If they say, "I've thought about it for a long time," you can say, "Then we wish you the best. Take care and goodbye." Is this approach okay? What kind of people do you think these are? They are the kind who think they're above the ordinary and who detest the world and its ways, often reciting verses from famous people like, "I wave my sleeve, not taking even a strand of cloud away." They think they keep themselves pure and don't fit in with this world, and they want to find some comfort through believing in God. They always see themselves as someone extraordinary, but in actuality, they are the most mundane of people, living only for eating, drinking, and having fun. They have no real thoughts and no real pursuits. They see themselves as someone lofty, as if no one can understand their thoughts or measure up to their way of thinking. They consider their own mental horizon to be higher than that of the average person, saying things like, "You are all ordinary people. But look at me. I'm different. If you ask me where I'm from, I'll tell you that my hometown is far away. Did they tell you where they're from? Do you know where this so-called faraway place is? People who are capable of leaving the church at any time are exactly this type. They feel that nowhere can satisfy them and are always thinking about some unrealistic, vague, illusory things. They don't focus on reality and don't understand what human life is about or what path people should choose. They don't understand these things. They're just oddballs. If a person of this type has made up their mind to leave the church and says they have thought it through for a long time, then there's no need to persuade them to stay. Don't say even one more word. Just strike them off, and that's it. This is how such people should be handled. It conforms to the principles of how to treat people. That concludes the fellowship about those who are capable of leaving the church at any time.